Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to the School of Science. My name is Luke and this is the Everton Stadium update for the 5th of July 2024. Now, apologies on this one being a little later than the usual. Normally I like to try and get these done and get them out for a Sunday morning, but unfortunately a lot of stuff's just been getting in the way at the moment and it's been a bit of a nuisance. This past month has been quite difficult in all honesty. There's been a lot of stuff going on that I don't think you guys really have any interest in listening to, so let's get back to things. So, looking over the East End at the moment, one of the main things that you're going to see is the barrel cladding is now finished. Yes, I'm one of the last drone pilots to actually get onto this. Now, while I was actually flying, you can actually see in the very background there, one of the tankers is actually sailing off. But yeah, it's nice to see it now completely done. It looks absolutely spot on. It looks magnificent. I'm loving the sort of diagonal texture as well, so it gives it a bit of definition about it. But overall, everything on that is just, it's spot on. I can't complain at all. Now, bear in mind, this was actually on a Friday evening, so you will actually see the sunset a little bit as well. I really did actually get a really good time to get the drone up and get this done, because you can see the lights there, the little bits flickering. And on top of that, overall, the site is, like I said, it's coming along. We can't complain in any way, shape or form. So, second phase for the fan plaza and everything is in full steam. Now, before I go too far into it and get too deep down the rabbit hole, if any of you guys got the chance, check out Mr. Drone UK, Nick, his channel. If you look at his channel, he actually has a video of inside the stadium itself. So, him and a few of the other drone pilots I've had the privilege of actually going inside and actually seeing everything inside of the stadium. I'm still waiting on the invitation for mine. Apparently, I will be getting invited at some point in the future. Likewise with, I think it's Barry1878. He's going to be the same. So what's going to happen is we'll probably get put in a little bit later on down the line, because there was an awful lot of drone pilots who actually flew around. You've got the likes of myself, CP Overview, Casey Imageworks, you've got Barry, you've got Nick, you've got Paul Frost, you've got literally dozens of people who fly around and everything. And I'll be honest, I'm happy that I'm going to be going later on, just because we're going to see things a little bit more progressed. Now, this isn't, how can I put it? It's good, and it's good, and it's also not so good, because I would have liked to have been one of the first people in and jumped in while the iron's hot, But going in at a little bit of a later date doesn't hurt me in any way, shape or form. I'm really glad to be able to do this. Also, I've added on good information as well. At some point in the coming weeks, I think it's within the next 3 to 6 weeks, they are going to be doing the capacity test. Now, when they say the capacity test, it isn't like go in, jump around, scream and shout and everything. What they're going to be doing is they're going to be testing this at near full capacity, and they're going to simulate emergencies. So let's say, for argument's sake, there's a fire and everyone needs to evacuate. They're going to have about, I believe, from what I've been told, 50,000 people are going to be in there, and they're going to be doing an evacuation procedure. So everyone's going to have to get out the seats, get out the stadium sort of thing in a timely manner. Likewise with different scenarios. I'm not sure what these other scenarios are. The main one I'm thinking of right now is the fire scenario. But yeah, looking over the South Stand at the moment, everything is, there's not too much of a difference from week to week. That's more down to the fact that the main things that are going on right now with the South Stands are all underneath the mezzanine there. So where the ceiling is, by where the entrance is, all that is getting worked onto it. And you can actually see a little bit of scaffolding work. I do zoom in right here. So underneath as well is got a lot of scaffold work and whatnot going on. But overall, we are coming along rather nicely in that regard. I'm not sure what they're doing in regards to scaffolds. It looks like they're just shoring up some of the concrete and whatnot. I can't confirm that 100%. Again, as I've said in many videos, I am not an expert, unfortunately. I wish I was. I really do wish I was, because I'd be able to provide you guys with a lot more better information and a lot more quality information. But I just think putting these out, letting you guys hear my opinions, interpret it, and make it into your own opinion, or passing your own opinions. I feel like that's one of the best ways to do it without being an expert in the field. Also, look at that sunset just glistening off the That is actually really nice. So you can actually see the sunset glistening off of the West Stand's barrel trusses. Barrel truss. Yeah, barrel truss. Sorry, I had a bit of a brain fog there. I don't know what was going on, but it looks lovely like that. But in terms of work going on right now, the main things I'm looking at right now is the facading. So a lot of the facading's getting done. This is something I did actually mention really early into this. This is one of the things I did actually fear, and that was if the stadium gets to the point where we're not going to see too much of an update. So you see a little bit here and there and whatnot, and then it's just a lot of internal work. Now, don't get me wrong. In terms of work going on around the site right now, there is a lot still going on. Like I said, though, a lot of the stuff is nuanced stuff. So the likes of painting, pitch works, a lot of stuff on the insides. That's the main things that are going on right now. Also, you can see the barrel trusses there ready to go onto the West Stand. So I am looking forward to seeing that West Stand getting done. That's going to be one for the note. So that will actually be a really nice photo area. So what will happen is when it comes to sunsets and everything, the sun bouncing off them trusses and everything, that'll just make the stadium glow. Likewise with sunrises. This is probably why they've actually done it the way they have. So you've got the stadium itself actually facing all four cardinal directions properly. So when the sun rises in the east, the barrel trusses and all that gets the sun on there. And likewise with the sunset in the west. So the light bounces off it just so beautifully. So everything, it just shimmers and glows. And throughout the day, you get the south stand where it gets caught by the sun on a nice day, and it bounces off the glass into the water, or the reflection of the water bounces up into the glass, and it as you know, it looks magnificent. I'm going to be saying this an awful lot. If you don't like it, mute the video. But going over the site, West Stand area, so the car park and everything. One thing to note as well, in Mr. Jones' video, he actually points this out. So what happens is the coaches actually drive into one of those areas, drives into an area underneath the stadium, so they're out of the weather and everything. So it drives out, players come out, and I'm assuming some like the hospitality and everything like that, they get to see the fans coming out of the bus and heading into the stadium. I'm not sure whether the common folk and the peasants get to see it, but I would assume the hospitality people probably get to see that as well. Also, as another side note, apparently the West Stand is where the boards of directors, the owners and everything will be. That's actually kind of surprising. So I was under the impression that the East Stand, being hospitality and everything, your directors and all them would have been around there. But apparently not. Apparently the West Stand is where they're going to be. So they're going to be very close to the players when it comes to, like the dressing room and everything like that, and the changing rooms. So I'm going to assume if we have a very bad game, you can imagine the likes of Dan Freakin will be charging down into the changing rooms and giving them all a nice severe bollocking. I'm joking, by the way. I don't think Dan would actually do that. I would expect him to express his opinion and whatnot, but I'm just spitballing at the moment. This is one of the issues at the moment. There isn't too much really in terms of updates, just for the fact that, like I said, it's a lot more nuanced stuff, and it's stuff that I'm not really going to be able to see from the drone. Also, got a nice little look at the city from the angle of the stadium. Inside as well, so when you're coming through via the south stand, you can actually see right across the water all the way into the main city centre. It is a really nice sight to see. But yeah, going over the north stand now. Again, not too much really of an update. Again, it's all basically sealing stuff. It's a lot of stuff on the insides and everything. So there's not going to be too much really we can look at from this point of view. But overall, like I said, and I say it every single week, the stadium is coming along really nicely. It looks beautiful. I really can't wait to get inside there and actually see things for myself. Apologies. It's been a very long day. But the stadium itself is really, really one of a kind. So we have been restricted with the whole thing with the heritage and everything like that. So the heritage of the site and whatnot, you need to sort of, respect the area and try and have things blend in a little bit. Hence why the apartments that are getting built by the Isle of Man ferry terminal, they are brickwork. So they're not going to be like all this fancy metallic and glass abominations. It's got to sort of sit with the surroundings. Hence, you've got to have buildings that blend in with the likes of the tobacco warehouse and stuff like that. That's one of the things that you're kind of restricted on, and we've done so well to make it look like that. This does look like it sits in an area where it's always been. Once it's done, it will suit the area down to a pound. It will be, like, how can I put this in the best way possible? It'll look like it's always been there. It's been there forever, and we've just made minor little adjustments here and there. It blends modern and classical design in the best way possible. That's the only way I can really say about it. But yeah, looking over the insides of the inner bowl and the pitch, a lot of work is going on inside there. So I do think most of the likes of the undersoil heating, the sprinkler systems, as well as the electronics have probably been done by now. We're coming up close to the middle of July now. So we were I was told that from around July to August, you're going to start seeing the grass getting put in. So the safe assumption would be that everything in regards to like all the nuancey stuff is pretty much all done and dusted. And it's probably stuff that's flown us right under the radar, because I've not seen too much, but I could even be wrong. I could be completely wrong. I could have completely missed the point there. So it could be that the actual stadium itself, the progress itself is a little bit further behind than expected. It could be that the undersoil heating and everything gets done after the grass gets put in. That would not be a good thing. Also, just a very quick note as well. So I did actually get a comment on the channel. Someone did actually say about the undersoil. Here we are. Darren actually put a thing up saying he thinks that the lights near the stadium will be added to the 2x lights near the stadium. There's going to be stuff added to the 2 lights in line of the stadium are in line, and there'll be likely another 3 or 4 added to the east side towards north corner. The end piece of the south stand's mezzanine will be like the barrel cladding. Yeah, we've seen that piece. Also, we're putting topsoil down for the pitch, and then using grass seed, not turf, and a huge sewing machine, tight machine, will stitch the plastic fibers in. So it's going to be apparently like a 5% to 95% when it comes to grass to artificial. So 95% grass, 5% like an artificial stuff. So that will actually help with the pitch sort of keeping itself together. So as we've seen in the Euros, some of the pitches haven't got that, and the ones that haven't got that, as we've noticed, have been torn up something fierce. But yeah, as a final note though, we can actually see a lot of stuff there. So I'm assuming that's either piping for water, or that's going to be something to do with the undersoil heating. But regardless, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, you know what to do. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great week. Apologies on this one being late. Take care and peace.